What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and we are back here today for another deck profile, and this time it is for Dragonlink.
Yeah, Punk Adventure Dragonlink, 60 cards.
Sure.
It's something.
You made this up.
No, it's been running around a few different builds of Dragonlink Adventure. I've been doing stuff in the WCQ areas. Some people are looking at Punk. So I've mixed a couple of those ideas in with a list that I had built for the duel videos that are coming out probably around this time. The list that I played to win locals. But it's a bit different to that list as well. So
Cool. Well, show us the list.
sure, let's start with the monsters. 60 cards, so I have to put a little plug to know where my monsters end.
He keeps that in his deck so that he knows when.
Yeah, so I need to know when I need to cut.
Yeah.
Starting off, our normal summon, we play 3 black metal and the 1 red MD. You don't play safer anymore, not at 3 or anything. Some lists have played 1, but even then I think that's bad. Because you need to not use your normal summon effect with the Brave engine. So we play this as well. So if you see this plus the adventure card, you can just go full combo and you can end on a very obnoxious board. And then red MD is I was going to play the extra search, so a Malefic or another red MD card to search, so you can block your Romulus, but it's just another brick and it's actually quite tight list. So onto our rocket cards, we play 2 copies of Tracer, 1 copy of Recharger, 1 copy of Rocket Synchron, and then the 1 Absol Router. Some lists are playing 2 Synchron. It's not really important. If you want to go full Calamity combo, the second one can sometimes be really relevant, but at that point, if you don't do that, you just make 5 interruptions and win the game anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The rest of it's fine. You don't need 2 abs, you just need 1. It's pretty stock standard. 1 obs, white, black, you need to play them. Red and rocks, these are so much advantage off these cards, it's insane. This definitely needs to be probably put the 0. Honestly, I think it gives you too much advantage for what it does. And then 1 Destrudo. It's not really that good because you're not just using it to make Yardi and then going full combo again. It's just a tuner that you can summon for free. That's also a dragon, so.
You just like summoning that card.
I love Destrudo. If this was a less tight extra deck, I would play Mermaid just because this is already in the deck. But yeah, I do love that I can play this card. But it's actually not that great. Then our other engines, as we said, we're playing the Adventure Brave engine. So 3 Witch, 1 Griffin. And then we play a Punk engine. So 1 Ogre Dancer, 1 Foxy Tune, 1 level 5, and 1 of the level 3. Just 1 of each because you'd want to see it off E-Telly for this, and then if you see these, this is just another copy of any of these, and then ideally you don't want to see these in your opening. But if you see it, it's either a 1-card Hawk or a 1-card Chaos Ruler. And I think they're really good extenders, to play through stuff. You can adventure, or then you can quick launch and then just summon this and then go into Chaos Ruler. And then our final extender is 1 Illusion of Chaos, 1 Magician Souls. You can see them off Chaos Ruler, and then either one of them gets you to the other, so it's fine. Some cool things you can do if you have to discard this or something like that, and this is just kind of seeing your deck, is you can just send it off your Shooting Riser to make it a level. You can't. This is the wrong card. You can't do that at all. I'm thinking of Driver. Sorry, it's both the cards you just never want to summon. Moving on to the next part, we have 1 copy of Scythe and 1 copy of Snow. These are your Rider targets. You can loop Scythe multiple turns in a row in this deck, and Snow is just busted. This is what your grind game becomes. You can use this to keep linking, and it's just so much interruption to your opponent. Then we move on to the hand traps. We play a lot of hand traps. So we're playing 3 Nib, because it's probably one of the stronger hand traps. And I think the way the hand traps have been built for this deck make Nib better going into other games as well. I think you can still probably play 3 Nib in next format with Splight and Tear Element, even though this is not as amazing against Splight. But because we're playing 3 copies of Gamma, and the Driver, and then 2 copies of Veiler, and 2 copies of Ash. We're also playing Imperm in the list, so we're playing 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence as well, and we also have the 3 copies of Droplets. So I think that's 15 going second cards. So 5 plus 9. 15 going second cards, and then the Driver as well. So that's all the monsters and all the hand traps. So then we'll move on to the spells. We have 3 Emergency Teleport for the Punk Engine. 3 Chaos Space, because this card's nuts. Like, if they don't ash this, then you can get so much advantage, it's just insane. 3 copies of Quick Launch. And then 3 copies of Rights. 1 copy of the other 2, because that's like all pretty stock standard. And then we play our one-offs. So we have the 1 Ravine and the 1 Boot, the 1 Bathe or Rose Shoot, all of these searchable in the combos, and then finally 1 Foolish. It can be an Absol Router, it can be a Snow, it can be a Destrudo, but most of the time it's a Rights of it's a Wind Witch girl, so the Adventure combo.
Did you say Wind Witch?
Definitely said Wind Witch. It's the Water Witch.
It's an indestructible crystal wing.
Yeah, it's a 1-card question. It might as well be. And then that's the main deck. So it's 6 card. Moving on to extra deck. So links, we have the 1 Striker and the 1 Pisty. Link 2s, we have Romulus, Heroic Seal. I've actually seen a few of the WCQ lists in North America actually not play Seal. They're like playing Dark instead because like the room's so tight. But for the list that we're running, we need to play Seal for a combo. And I think the grind game Seal gives you, it gives you like an extra like piece like Destrudo or some other card, like if you haven't used your Black Metal Dragon, like that advantage it gets you is huge, and like bouncing back a really important card in this format can be pretty crucial as well. So then we have Hulk and IP, all standard. 3s is just Unicorn and Triple Burst. You have to play Triple Burst for combos, and Unicorn's just really nice. And then finally 1 access code, it's all standard. I'm not playing Borrowland. The reason I didn't was because I wanted to play another card that I think just wins the game if you resolve it. But I do understand how good Borrowland is, and if I was playing a really competitive event, I would probably consider Borrowland more. But for locals, I didn't play Borrowland. Onto the Synchros.
Borrowland is better at locals, though.
It is better, but like I wanted to play a funnier card, which I'll show you at the end.
Yeah.
Funnier being a very loose term. Synchros, Shooting Rather, this is all pretty stock standard. Borrowed Savage, Chaotic Ruler, Hot Red. Again, like similarly, like these cards are starting to get like interchangeably dropped because like the Hot Red combo is like a bit weaker, but I think you have to play both of them still. Like if you end on like a negate board of like this and like another interruption, it's like so hard for players to play through that. Like I'm interested to see how this deck goes against Splight in TCG. I think it's still not good enough to compete with Splight, but with like 4 negates and a Heroic Seal, like I don't know if Splight can play through that. And then we have the Baron de Fleur, and then finally the last card we have is Calamity. So this is instead of the Borrowland. If we make this, we just win the game. Like there's never a time where this resolves and I've lost the game. Against Baron in Flunder matchup, like you make this and their Flunderese cards say nothing. So you just win the game that way. And that's pretty much it. Like, it's pretty hard to not open combo in this deck. Like, there's so many ways to get to your combo with the punk cards and the adventure cards, and then, like, you're playing 15 hand traps, so ideally you'll see 1 to 2 of them in the hand to let you play if you're going second. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I want to try and find a way to play some sort of punk adventure list in the next format, but I don't know how well it will go. I think it'll be hard to deal with Splight. I think Tier Element you can deal with a little bit easier until they get their other support, but Splight is oppressive. It's going to be really hard to play that with Punk Adventure, especially the Dragonlink version. So enjoy this for the 2 weeks you have it, and then, yeah, buy Splight.